Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten s'more. While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my stomach door.
Hello? Some visitor tapping at my stomach door. Only this and nothing more.
My obsession was in the bleak diet depression, and each separate stale crumb wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished McDonald's, vainly I had sought to gobble from my pantry surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost s'more, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named s'more, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain crunching of each potato chip thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to the still beating of my heart, I stood repeating,
"'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my stomach door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my stomach door. Only this and nothing more."
Presently my soul grew hungrier, hesitating then no longer.
"Sir or madam, truly your growling I implore. But the fact is, I was napping, and so gently you came tapping at my stomach door, that I scarce was sure I heard you."
Silence there, and nothing more. Deep into that silence peering, long I sat there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming snacks no mortals ever dared to eat before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word,
"S'more?"
This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word,
"S'more!"
merely this and nothing more.
Back into the kitchen prowling, all my hunger within me growling, soon again I heard a tapping, somewhat louder than before.
"Surely there is something in my refrigerator. Let me see then what there is to eat through this glorious door. Let my heart be still a moment and this mystery explore. Oh, 'tis an apple, and nothing more."
Open here I flung the pantry, when, with many a crunch and munch, in there stepped a stately craven of the saintly days of s'more. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady, perched above my pantry shelf, perched upon a box of cereal just above my pantry shelf, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this chocolate cupcake beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore.
"Though thy top be iced and sprinkled, thou, I'm surely not craven. Frosted, rich and delicious cupcake wandering from the bakery store, tell me what thy lordly name is on the midnight snack shore."
Quoth the craven,
"Eat some more."
Much I marveled this unhealthy treat to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was so blessed with seeing a cupcake above his pantry door, cake or cookie upon the frame above his pantry door, with such a name as "Eat Some More." But the craven, sitting lonely on the placid frame, spoke only these three words, as if his soul in these three words he did outpour. Nothing further than he uttered, not a sprinkle then he rose.
till I scarcely more than muttered,
"Other friends have tried to trick me before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before."
Then the cake said,
"Eat some more."
Startled at the stillness broken by a reply so aptly spoken,
"Doubtless, what it utters is its only imagination, made by some unhappy snacky whom unmerciful food tormentation followed fast and followed faster till his stomach could smile no more of eat some more."
But the craven still beguiling all my dieting down the drain, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of the cake and listened more. Then, with a tiny inkling, I betook myself to thinking, fancy unto fancy, thinking of this ominous thought of s'more, what this sweet, creamy, scrumptious, sprinkled, and sublime cake galore meant in croaking, "Eat some more." This I sat engaged in guessing, but unable to end my depressing to the dessert whose sweet sprinkles fueled my stomach's roar. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining that the oven light gloated over, but whose velvet pink lining, with the oven light gloating over, he shall press.
"Eat some more."
Then, methought, the air grew sweet, perfumed from an unseen treat, swung by Betty Crocker, whose footfalls sprinkled on the tufted floors.
"Thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee, respite, and nepenthe from thy memories of s'more. Quaff, oh quaff, this kind nepenthe, and forget this lost s'more."
Quoth the craven,
"Eat some more."
"Prophet, thing of evil, prophet still, if cake or cookie, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore. Tell this soul with sorrow, if within the distant morrow I shall clasp a sainted maiden whom the angels named some more. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named some more.
Quoth the craven.
Eat some more.
Words are sign of parting, cake or cookie.
I shrieked up starting.
Get thee back into the tempest and the dark pantry door. Leave no blue sprinkle as a token of the trickery thy soul hath spoken. Leave my appetite unbroken. Leave the frame above my door. Take thy taste from out my mouth, and take thy form from off my door.
Quoth the craven.
Eat some more.
And the craven, never flitting, still a sitting, on the frame just above my stomach door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the oven light streaming throws his shadow on the floor.
My diet from out that shadow that lies ruined on the floor shall be followed nevermore.
Are you gonna say it? Some visitor knocked.
Fantastic terrors never felt before.
Is some visitor entreating entrance at my stomach door? Some late visitor entreating entrance at.
Savoury! Presently my soul grew hungry. Ah. The word there spoken was the whispered word.
S'more?
This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word.
Oh, Kristen! It was doing good. S'more?
This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word.
S'more! Oh my God! I'm not going. We were talking.
What's so funny?
We were talking. Let me see then what there is to eat. Good. That was our phone. Why don't you just like move how Carissa, just move this.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. I was recording the whole time.
No.
What's
scared.
nude?
You? What do you think is in there?
By the stillness broken, by reply so aptly spoken.
Doubtless, what it utters is only imagination, made by
By the stillness broken.
eating the apple on the way.
This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease for close. Then, methought, the air grew sweet, perfumed from an unseen treat, swung by Betty Crocker. Stop laughing!
Sign of parting, cake or cookie.
I shrieked up starting.
Holy moly!
Shrieked up starting.
Get thee back into thy tempest and into the dark pantry door. Words are sign of parting, cake or cookie. Those words are sign of parting, cake or cookie.
I shrieked up starting.
Get thee back into the tempest and into the dark chamber door.
She closed it.
Chamber! Leave no. Oh God.
I eat a lot of hundred chips. I eat them all, the whole bag, and I eat the pizza, all the food.
Do you eat the cupcake?
Yes, I eat him.